right, it is nice to be back with you. I've been on an involuntary temporary exile from YouTube as far as this channel is concerned over the last couple of weeks for various reasons. Perhaps we'll get into that at some point. I think we all know what's going on, so that's okay. So going forward, we don't know what we're going to do. We don't know if we're going to do anything. I think we're going to continue to play guitar. I think we're probably going to continue to look at guitars, how they perform. Whatever guitar that might be. I have my eyes on one of those Mitchell guitars. They're selling at Guitar Center from China, ironically. Great playing guitars. They look fantastic. I'm not sure about the electronics, but they look really nice. They're very, I want to say, low to medium range priced. Usually about $360, $400, and they're some of the finest playing guitars in Guitar Center. Mitchell brand is what they are. Made in China. Very interesting. So anyway, I hope everybody had a nice Christmas. I'm getting ready to have a white Christmas. By that I mean that kind of had some yellow and blue days here, but we got some white ones ahead, so we're kind of looking forward to that, and maybe something else as well, but we're not really here to talk about that right now. We're just here to talk about guitar playing, talk about the craft, maybe play a few licks. I have a feeling I'm really not going to be playing well tonight. I do have my Generation Axe t-shirt on. I think I have a couple of Generation Axe t-shirts, and obviously my Yngwie shirt, which is just so awesome. I just can't really wear it out in public. I might offend somebody, and I try to be somewhat sensitive. Not entirely, but I want to show you a picture. This is really cool. I'm going to have to turn my monitor off, so I'm kind of shooting blind here for a second, if you will, but I want to show you something that's really cool. This is probably really boring. This would be the Generation Axe tour. This was Nashville Ryman Auditorium. It would be Mr. Wild, Mr. Malmsteen, Mr. A, that's me, or Walter, as some of you might want to refer to him as, Steve Vai, Tosin Abasi, and Nuno Betancourt. And that was VIP full meet and greet pictures, obviously. Fourth row of the Ryman, which is really the second row. They set up chairs, but the pews are the original seats, and I was in the second row of pews, which they refer to as the fourth row, because they put a few chairs up in front of it. But, man, I was so close. It was just unbelievable. One of the coolest musical nights I think I've ever had, probably ever will have. So I need to stay on this mic, be patient. I'm trying to work out this audio. I think my interface just kind of sucks. It's like, I have a nice Rode NT1 going through a Mackie console, and it's going through this Akai EIE, or EIEIO, or it's EIE. Interface, little 4 in, 4 out, but something's just not right. I'm just not getting something out of it that I need. I have a Market Unicorn 2408, 2 of them, and actually I just think they've upgraded their drivers to Windows 10, so I'm going to put that in the machine and get that going. Hopefully we can get things sounding a little bit better. Anyway, one thing I would like to talk about is what does it take to become a good guitar player? And certainly I can't set myself up as any type of authority like I'm some good guitar player or a heralded good guitar player. I think I'm fair in my own right. A lot of hard work over the years, and I can play a few things, but again, I have 2 licks. You know how it is. It's 2 licks, 1 blues lick and half of a harmonic minor lick, and I think I know something Phrygian, and it turns out I'm probably wrong all about all of that. So I think it's more of a Dorian thing. I just don't know. Anyway, I think what I would like to talk about is what does it take to become a good guitar player? And I'm just going to, I guess, be brutally honest, because it's not something that's for everyone, regardless if you have a passion for it or not. It doesn't matter. Just share a few thoughts. I think the first thing you have to be a good guitar player is you have to have aptitude. You're going to have, not to be non-emotional about it, because I think if you don't have any fire, if you don't have any passion, if you don't have any feeling, if you don't have any vibrato, you might as well give it up, because you're going to sound like a robot unless you're playing robot music, and that's fine. Or whatever robot music is. But you have to have aptitude. And by that I mean maybe it's not the right word, but you have to be a natural. In other words, you don't become great if you don't have it just by working hard. Now that sounds a little harsh, because it's like for some people it's like they're never really going to get above a certain threshold, and it may be a very basic threshold, like root fifth, something like. They may never get past that, and they may play for 40 years. and they just either don't have the aggression to go after it. But I think what it is, it's just a natural ability and bend, if you will, toward that type of thing. You're still going to have to work hard, even if you have aptitude. Let me give you an example. Back in the 80s, I was giving a couple of guys some guitar lessons, and I hope to God they're not watching, or one of them anyway, because one of them would come over, and it was just, man, it was just like butter. It was just easy. He just picked up quick. He was natural. He had good technique even early on, and it was there. He had that touch, if you will. And then there's another guy that came over, and he was just like, hey, get some lessons. And I was like, yeah. And it was brutal. I should have given him his money back, but it was just he just didn't have it. He had a guitar. He was interested. He would practice, but he just didn't have it. And you say, well, no, anybody, if they work hard enough, they can be great. No, they can't. And let me give you another example. My older brother, is one of the best, by far, one of the best, greatest, world-class artists that I have ever seen. He can draw. He can paint. He can work with clay. It's absolutely amazing. I remember he was in high school or somewhere around there. He made the Cyclops from the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. Sevenfold. No, it was the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. Boy, that almost becomes a tongue twister here in the middle of the week. Boy, I can't even hardly speak. So anyway, he made this, chest above clay. It looked exactly like it. I can remember when he was in, I think, the 4th or 5th grade, and he was sitting in a chair. And, we had some of that, text-ruled paper or whatever, notebook paper from school. And I was like, why don't you draw a picture? Just draw me. And he said, all right. And so he draws me. He's in the 4th or 5th grade, and he's sketching, and he already is understanding the smearing with the fingers. And when he was finished, I swear to goodness, he showed it to me, and it was almost photorealistic. He was in the 5th grade. It was, and he just, model building, you just wouldn't believe it. It is nothing but world class. And he doesn't even hardly use it. Now, me, on the other hand, I love to draw, but I suck at it. I mean, I went to art class, and studied, trying to draw a picture like Ozzy or something. It turned out looking like some, low-budget ghost or something. It was horrible. But my brother he was a natural, and he really didn't even have to work at it that hard, which is weird. But with music, it's the same way. I hate to say it, but it's like you either got it or you don't. And having it doesn't mean that you're going to play fast. Having it doesn't mean that you're going to be this tremendous composer. Having it doesn't mean that you're going to make it or be successful, so-called, as a musician. Having it is just that ability and that touch and that natural aspect of playing. When you pick it up, it's warm, and it's just a natural thing. Now, having said that, if you have it, you still have to work hard. Just because you have it doesn't mean that you're going to just walk up to your guitar one day and you've never played, unless you're like one of those idiot savant guys or whatever, and just start shredding out some harmonic minor stuff and your vibrato's killer. No, if you have it, you have to practice, and you have to continue to practice to maintain your level of skill and technique. Your fire will always be there if you have that, but you do have to work hard. You have to work hard not to become boxed in. You have to work hard sometimes. I feel like everything I play sounds exactly the same, and you're all probably like going, yeah, and there's probably nobody even watching. I don't know what I'm saying, you guys or whatever, but it's just like you're just caught up in the same thing, and sometimes you kind of have to take a break from it, and you come back and you're fresh. But I don't know. I'll probably play in a minute like I usually do, and it's probably going to be horrible. But you still have to work hard, even if you have it. You're going to have to practice. You're going to, I know not to offend anyone, I wasn't a big metronome guy. Doesn't mean that playing with the metronome isn't a good thing and has purpose and is extremely useful and profitable and productive for probably the majority of players. How fair is that? Just not for me. It sounds quantized. To me, I feel like I would probably be quantized. Maybe I need to be more quantized, but you're still going to have to work hard. You're going to have to do some repetitional things, because things with repetition, I don't know what I'm saying. And that becomes a little bit like work, but it's almost like homework. But if you're in the throes of it, You're so willing to do it because you want to master that and you want to conquer that run or that lick or whatever. So it takes aptitude, it takes patience, it takes, I don't want to say luck, because sometimes it's just nice to run into the right person at the right time that can maybe show you just one or two things that just opens up a world of a ton of doors for you musically. So if you want to be good, you're going to have to work hard. But if you want to be really, really, really good, I think you have to be a natural too. And I think there needs to be natural aptitude. I could be wrong. Feel free to chime in. Let's just play a little bit. It's going to suck and probably edit it out or something. It doesn't seem very loud, does it? I'm always for volume. Okay, I'm going to mute this mic. You know, all I can do is blame it on a long day. A lot of long days lately. But hopefully those days are going to get better. And, you know, it's just winter, cold, gets dark early, and blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, I'm glad to be back on this channel. I have another channel that's Guitar Dio, and then the number one after it. And I think some of you may have found that. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. Happy holidays. We'll be working on some more this weekend. Hopefully have something a little bit more functional, but I just wanted to talk and play, and you just hope to God there's somebody out there who wants to listen to you. It's kind of pathetic on my end, I guess, but I hope that there's some value for it in it for someone. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.